Hey everybody, Alan with Rolling Through History. Today we're going to do a quick tutorial over rolling for checks. So last time we did rolling for days and your day's travel. Today we're going to do checks and how those work, okay? So a quick thing, I'll grab an extra piece here so that we can kind of follow along with everything. So let's say you have rolled for a bad day and a wagon wheel broke and somebody needs to fix it. We can keep an eye on this, and you have to kind of use your own logic as to how hard or how easy something would be. It's kind of impossible to put everything in the book, but the good indication is a 2 through an 8 is considered an easy roll, an 8 through a 14 is considered an average roll, and a 15 through a 20 is considered a hard roll. Okay, so if they're needing to roll for a check, and let's say they have a broken wagon wheel, and you think, well, it's going to be just an average roll. They should kind of know how to do this. So you kind of pick something in the middle there and you say, well, let's make it a 10. Okay. You're going to have your player who's trying to do the task roll their dice, and that's a 4. So they would do that unsuccessfully. But if we come over to our farmer, he has a +1 to repairing because farmers have to repair their equipment all the time. It would make sense for him to be able to do this a little better than, say, a doctor. Now, what that means is if your player happened to roll, let's say, a 9, okay? Let's say he rolled a 9 instead. That means, well, on the roll, he wouldn't be able to actually fix that wagon wheel. But if we add our modifier of +1 to repairing, that gives him a 10, and he can now do that successfully. The other thing that he can do is if you have 2 players playing, one of them can give them something called advantage. That's where they get to roll this twice and take the higher of the 2 number, or each player can roll a dice and try and fix it themselves. That's going to be up to you, or really up to your players as to how they want to handle the situation. It's not super hard to follow along with this. Remember that 1s and 20s are special. A 20 is the best possible outcome. A 1 is the worst possible outcome, and usually you can kind of throw some stuff in there for flair. So if they're in the middle of a fight and they roll their 20 to hit, which we'll get into that probably in the next video, how the combat works. Let's say you can either make it funny, you can make it however you want to do it, but they roll a 1 and you say, oh, you went to go shoot your gun and some dust flew in your eye and now you can't see and the gun goes off into the trees. Make it interesting, make it engaging if that's the narrator's responsibility. And I hope this helps you a little bit with how to roll for checks. Everything in the game they do that might take some task or some sort of difficulty, have them roll for a check. If it's something simple, you can just tell them that they did it. If it's something that you're like, well, we want to see how this turns out, you can have them roll for it. And we'll see you in the next one, and thank you so much.